Von Adsigan here in Vermont with Ways of the Wild Institute. And snow's coming, so I decided to come out here and start working on a real primitive kind of snow shelter, pre-snow shelter. And you'll kind of see it strung up in some trees here behind me. And it's just a simple triangle framework. And the reason it's a primitive pre-snow shelter is because I'm not doing the typical debris shelter and packing it full of debris, leaves, moss and stuff like that. This is not going to keep out rain and stuff. This is simply to get buried, literally buried up here in Vermont mountains in snow. Okay, and then in the snow, and once it snows and it gets deep, you know, I'll come back and I'll be using this shelter, and so I'll show you what I'm talking about. But once it snows deep and it buries it in, then you can dig down in and get in the door, and you know, you've got yourself an insulated nest inside there. So let's take a look at it here, and yeah, I'll kind of explain a little more as I'm shooting. It's definitely camouflaged in there, tucked in. Kind of disappears. Now what I have here is your typical main pole that goes all the way up and is wedged between that Veed ash tree right there, and comes all the way down and just supported on the ground. And just like my my other triangle shelters, you've got your rib work in there, supported on the ground, standing up and leaning against the pole. Pretty much the same as your regular debris hut or triangle shelter so far. But what I did on top of the ribs is I took all these dead saplings, were broken off and scattered about, forest litter. What I did is I just took those and I just heaped them on there. Alright, just like bundles of sticks that you might throw on a big bonfire. Well, what I did is I just stacked them on top of those ribs. And here and there where there were some big holes, I plugged them with leaves. And here's the other side where the door is. You can see the support pole on top going right through that ash tree. And you can see it's on this side. I didn't have too many more saplings, so what I did is I took some blowdown from white pines nearby. They snap easy. We have some huge white pines, as I filmed before, and so a lot of these branches snap off. They're great for external shelter work, but they're also great for internal shelter work. So I just heaped this north side thick with these downed white pine boughs. Alright, here would be the door. Alright, here's the ash tree that the support beam is coming through. And you can see that there's quite a few pine boughs stacked on top of the ribbing on the north side here. That's pretty thick. And again, up near the top where there were some big holes, I just plugged them with leaves, thick handfuls of leaves. You can see the back of the shelter there is still wide open. Still have to plug that up. But again, anybody who knows about primitive shelters, and also who has taken courses here at Ways of the Wild Institute on shelters, or viewed my A Year in Wilderness Survival March DVD, which is all about shelter building, you'll know that this would never keep out rain. Okay, it will cut down wind, but this right here will keep out the snow, because once the snow flies heavy up here, we'll get 6-8 feet of snow built up. This whole thing will be mounded over like this huge igloo, and all of this bow work here will keep the snow from coming in, and then that snow will solidify on the outside of it, and then I'll dig down in here to the door, and basically I'll create a door tunnel, okay, like I would with a Quincy, which you can also see me building in the DVD shelter video that I have on my store page. But the main point of this shelter again is to be encased and completely buried in the deep winter snows, so that it makes it easier, you know, to get to your shelter. It's already pre-made. I'll stuff the floor here with insulation. All I have to do is dig in. Alright, instead of starting with a Quincy, for instance, or an igloo, which you have to start from scratch. And then you have to continually reform it. You know, this one here I can use all winter long. Whereas a Quincy or an igloo, you know, you have to continually work on it. You have to reform it because the inside melts and drips, and you know, snow, like I said on my March shelter video, it's fluid. You know, the whole thing fuses as almost one living organism, and it morphs all over the place all winter long. So it's a constant sculpting process, where something like this is not. You do it, it gets covered, it's done. And again, this is the stick bundle side. What I'm going to do is go drag some more evergreen boughs over here and stack this side full of them as well, and plug up this little hole here, plug up the back, and then I'll kind of get back with you here and show you the progress. Alright, I've been working for a couple hours. It's starting to get real dusky out here. I'm not going to have much light to film anymore real soon, but we'll take a quick look at what I've accomplished here in the late afternoon hours. Now, I'm not sure how much of this is going to come out clear because it's getting kind of dusky, but there again is the ash tree with the center pole, and I heaped lots and lots of pine boughs and leaves stuffed in the holes on both sides. Here again, there's the double ash, and this is the other side of the shelter, and you can see the door right there. Let's take a look at the back. Okay, here's the back side, and you can see, kind of in the fading light here, that I used a lot of rocks in the back to plug up the hole, because I just happen to be on some real rocky ground here, so I've got plenty of rocks to work with. And again, with these shelters, you know, you use what's available. On this shelter I've got wood, I've got rocks, I've got leaves, I've got dirt, I've got pine boughs, lots of different branches from different trees. So I've got a lot of stuff, a lot of different materials on here. And again, here we have the back. There's the center pole going up through. See a lot of rocks piled up on there. Basically, the rocks just plug up the really large holes, and then I pack in material around it. Now remember, this is going to be buried in snow, and so the snow is actually going to be the major insulation on it. The only thing I really didn't get accomplished here this afternoon is the leaf debris that I want to put in on the floor, or dry grasses, whatever I can get a hold of. Pack that up thick. That'll give me a nice dry insulated floor when I get in there in the winter. Won't have to worry about using any man-made materials then. And because it is quite dark, you really can't see anything in there. Maybe I'll see if I can get a little flame in there quick before I close it up for the day. And of course, I'll be putting an evergreen door on here as well. Alright, I'm being daring here. I lit a little teeny fire in there in the rock. So you can see if we can take advantage of that little bit of light here. So there's the inside of the shelter. Beams, ribbing, all that good stuff. I'm in the shelter. It's very roomy, plenty of room to work during the winter, or you know, if this was stacked with a little bit more insulation, it'd be really good for the for rain season as well. You know, even if it's just misting or drizzling or something, real light rain, this will keep you dry in here with the way I have it built. So it's really roomy. All I need to do is put a little insulation on the floor and make it nice and cozy. And what I'll do is after it snows, middle of winter, you know, when it's really billowing around here, I'll come back and I'll film this in the snow and I'll show you how it works. In the meantime, I want to wish everybody an extremely happy and safe holiday winter season, and want to extend my gratitude to everybody, all my supporters, students of Ways of the Wild Institute, customers, on and on, everybody who helps keep Ways of the Wild Institute going. I want to send out my thanks and let you know that we definitely couldn't do it up here in Vermont without you. And for any of you who are interested in you know, any of the courses and workshops we teach, go ahead and check out our website, waysofthewildinstitute.com. Check out our store, where we have all kinds of products on sale. Learning CDs, survival DVDs, real animal claw necklaces that are handmade here. As well as large-scale emergency survival packets. Boy, what else we have? Of course, we have my autobiography called Shadow Scorpion. So we got all kinds of stuff here going on at Ways of the Wild Institute. You can also check out our schedule for next year. We have already begun the schedule. I think we have classes and courses scheduled all the way through June of 2012. So we got a lot of really good stuff happening up here. Alright, well, I'm going to sign out here. I wish you all well. Thanks for watching. This is White Wolf, the Ways of the Wild Institute. Now in the darkness. Ulla Mollison, be well and happy.